everybody, I'm Amber.
And I'm Maddie.
And we're Witches Talking Tarot. And today we are talking about Krampus. Both the character, the legend, the lore, and the fun movie from, I don't remember, 2000 some shit. It's got Adam Scott and that one guy who's really funny, and Toni Collette, who I fucking love. And I don't really know anybody. Well, the sister in the movie, she's good. She's in Fargo, the show Fargo. But I don't really know her name as an actress. But Toni Collette, she's the mom. I love her. And the late, great, her name just Colchada Farrell. The late, great Colchada Farrell, who plays the wonderful aunt. Yes, we're talking about all of that and more tonight on Witches Talking Tarot. Krampus edition. I like
Well,
Krampus.
first of
He's
all,
a fun character.
let me just say, Amber made like one of the best smelling fucking essential oils. And I think it's at your shop.
Krampus
it's in your
oil,
shop, right?
Yes, it is for the holidays.
It's in her shop for the holidays. It's fucking amazing. Like, it smells like, I know you say it smells like a Christmas party that you don't want to be at. For me, it smells like a sugar cookie exploded, like, in your fucking kitchen. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense?
For me, it's like Christmas exploded. You know
right,
what I
Christmas,
mean?
Sugar cookies.
Yeah.
Like pine, blah. I mean, I love
the Krampus oil. I feel like it punches you in the face.
Do you have any? Because now I'm like, kind of want to smell it, like I'm so sorry if you don't want. Because
I'm just like, do I have any over here? I am not entirely positive. Did I take it?
Check out the YouTube channel for like extra content.
Yes, I do.
Oh, please let me smell it, because this shit smells so good, you guys. If you haven't already, definitely check out Amber is the Color 42 on Etsy.com. She has these in like rollers and like sprays. And you know what? I would totally spray it over my Yule altar. I can't lie. Would you not spray it over the Yule altar since it's a Krampus oil?
I absolutely would. Like, because it's got all the things. Like, so the Krampus oil, which I guess I don't have, I guess I took because, as you said, it is great for that. And so that's what I did with my my Xmas oil and my Krampus oil. I took them inside last year, and I would put them in front of the fireplace.
Ooh, is this the peppermint?
Like
Can I smell them?
It is. That's candy cane.
Okay, and this one's available too, right?
Yes, all the holiday ones are.
This smells so good. I love candy cane. I'm so sorry. This is totally like unexpected to even mention this, but like
Santa's cookies. It's like
I couldn't not mention your Krampus oil. Like, honestly. Santa's cookies?
Yeah, that one's Santa's cookies.
Oh my god, it smells like I close my eyes and I think a bakery like cooking Christmas cookies. It's like a snowy night and they're gonna be fresh for the kids in the morning.
Yeah. Or for Krampus. So
or for Krampus,
doesn't take your kids.
So what is this? The light in the light?
That is a light for the darkest night, or light on the darkest night. That's the one I made for our Yule boxes last year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like using it in my body.
Oh, it's so. This has chamomile in it, does it?
It does.
It does. I can smell the chamomile. It's very like.
It's very calming.
Relaxing.
Yeah. It was for after that peppermint bath salts you made. For the Yule boxes.
That is right. Yes. Soothes the pepperminty feel. Exactly. So the Santa's cookies, I can't lie. Like, you got to leave a roller of that, like a roller bottle of that, next to the fucking cookies and the milk for Santa. Be like,
so he could
essential
like
oil
help
up.
himself when he's like in a meeting.
Yes, exactly. He's like, it's a busy night. Need me some essential oil blends. He's like,
I love that. I want Santa to wear my oil.
I love that. I do. But the Krampus oil smells amazing. It's kind of like Santa's cookies, but like
it's like a masculine Christmas smell.
Yes, it's nice.
It's got like a lot of pine and cloves.
And what made you want to call it Krampus oil?
Because I had made my Xmas Eve oil, or Xmas oil. I can't remember what it's called. But my Christmas oil, because I was going for like an oil that incorporated all the shit you might want to put on your Yule altar, like oil-wise.
Right.
It's an all-purpose oil. Like, you know, you get all of these properties. You know, you get the peppermint, you get the orange, you get the pine, you get the clove. You get all these different, cinnamon, of course, ginger, all the flavors of the season in one bottle. Right? And it's not necessarily to wear and smell good, but it does. I like it. I had my living room smelling like it all last Christmas. That's why I don't have any for you to smell right now, because I used it all.
I do love it.
Yeah.
Well, and do you have these in rollers or just sprays?
Rollers. Yeah, rollers and sprays. But the Krampus oil is because the Xmas Eve oil, I like asked Corey, I was like, hey, what do you think about this? And he was like, I think you should add some more pine and some more cinnamon and something else. And so I did, and I was like, fuck, it's like Christmas punched you in the face. Damn, it's like strong. And then I made the description. It smells like being at a Christmas party your parents forced you to go to and you don't know anybody at.
I love it. I do love that.
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
And it'd be a great gift. Like, I feel like these are great. I mean, I guess, will this be coming out after Christmas?
I mean, at this point, yeah, Krampus, it'll be coming out after Christmas.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was going to say it'd be a really good Christmas gift.
Yeah.
But, like, I mean...
It's still good for the season.
Good for the new... Do you have anything you'd recommend for the new year? Like, I know you got your Happy Days oil. Would you recommend that for the new year? Or, like, any...
I think my Happy Days oil would be good for the new year, but also your Grounded Buddy if you're feeling from the holidays.
Right. I like that.
What about with your candles? What scent do you think would be best for the new year?
Definitely my Peppermint Prosperity candle. It is literally, it's my best-selling candle for a reason. It smells fucking amazing. It's literally peppermint, so perfect for the time of year. And also, like, you want to bring in that fucking prosperity. Fuck yeah, bring that shit in.
New year, new money.
That is not the episode we're doing.
We aren't. No.
We're doing Krampus.
It's not New Year, new money.
But anyway, definitely check out Amber is the color, her shop, because she's got some kick-ass oils in there as well.
Yes, and Maddie's candles are amazing. All of our friends love them, including myself. Like, they are delicious.
Sorry for that promo. Like, I was not expecting it at all. I just remembered your Krampus oil.
Yeah, I have a Krampus oil. It makes sense. Yeah, because... I do like Krampus. I was saying I like Krampus, and I do. I have an oil that I named Krampus because I like Krampus. I actually did like a whole like live, Amber is the Color live about Krampus lore last year, like to advertise for this upcoming podcast, which is Talking Tarot. So I'm excited to do the Krampus episode, which is like Alpine region lore, Norse lore, Germanic lore.
Very European.
And it is very European, but it's very Germanic. And like, it's very, as I was saying, like right before we started recording, it's very popular in Bavaria still. But it's not as popular over here in the Americas, to the point that like Baltimore Krampus, St. Patty's Day parade said, no, y'all can't come back. You're too scary.
I believe it.
What the fuck? St. Patrick's Day, all about dogging on the pagans.
Oh my God. But I believe it, because Krampus is kind of scary.
Yeah, Krampus is kind of scary, except like at the same time, he has been made like as a fun character, but the actual old lore is kind of scary. So let us tell you about Krampus in case you don't know. He is goat-like. He's usually depicted with black or brown fur. I think that's why he
scares me. I think he scares me because he triggers...
You are afraid of satyrs.
I think they triggered that Muppet fear, if I'm being honest with you.
Really?
Well, and if you look at it, Krampus looks very similar to, but not really, but through the eyes of someone who doesn't know any better, Krampus kind of looks like Baphomet in a way.
Oh, absolutely. He was supposed to. I mean, post-Christianization, they totally want you to think that. Absolutely.
Right.
And he does, it's always said he had the cloven feet and kind of like a goat-like appearance and was covered in hair. But like one of the things I read last year when I was doing all of my original Krampus research is that he is the son of the Norse goddess Hel. And so like having that... sadder and also hell kind of connection makes sense. And I believe I read he was a psychopomp, which is somebody that helps transport the newly departed souls over into the afterlife. But I love psychopomps, and I love the word psychopomp.
Oh my God, that's what the Sharon. That's what he is.
Yes.
So
and
Hecate, yes. So in later years, he was kind of associated with demons then?
Yes, absolutely, especially post-Christianization. Right. You said, he looks very much Baphomet-ish.
Yes.
Very devil-ish. Chains were added to him to represent the devil being chained down to hell.
You say that, and I'm thinking Muppets Christmas Carol, doomed Scrooge, doomed for all time.
Yeah. No, I get it, because I am definitely thinking the Krampus movie where you hear chains along with him.
I do like the way that they portrayed Krampus.
I did like that.
I hate the hoofs thing. I hate but that's just classic Krampus, you know. But having his face look like an evil dead Santa, I fucking love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Yes and no. I loved it, but at the same time, that's not actually what I picture. I definitely do picture a more animalistic face, but that is also because I would picture something that has more hair / fur on it based on the regions that Krampus comes from. He hails from the Alpine. Exactly.
So let me just...
But my favorite Krampus is definitely American Dad Krampus, guys. Let's just be...
So let's just do a little disclaimer here. Y'all, you gotta stop summoning Krampus. First of all, you're probably getting on his fucking nerves. You know what I mean? And also, it's not cool. You don't know what you're doing. I don't know. Am I being shitty? Should I not have said that? I saw your face.
I was not sure at all where we were going. I did forget people summon Krampus because I don't think about that.
And they act like it's really cool. They're like, yeah, I'm cool. I work with Krampus. No big deal. No, you don't know what you're... Guys... I hope I'm not offending people. I'm sorry.
You know what? I agree. However, I realized something about myself today as I was actually reading about Marsana earlier. And I do love Marsana. And I don't see her the way everybody sees her. But I also don't see Baba Yaga the way everybody sees her. I don't see Hecate the way everybody sees her. And I realized... And I think this is because I'm an intuitive witch, and maybe it's because I'm idealistic. I don't fucking know. I don't give a fuck. Think whatever you want about me. I'm cool with me. It's fine. But I realized that there's a lot of characters that are portrayed as evil or bad or icky that I'm like, but no, they're misunderstood. If you remember our Dashbolga episode where we talked about Marsana, and I was like, no, Marsana should be with the Jensen Eccles Dashbolga because she deserves it because Yarilo did her wrong. And I definitely identify with Marsana. I love Marsana. She's not evil and bad and an old bad hag. And I don't think Hecate's evil. And I don't even think Baba Yaga's evil after all. I actually have come to think some crazy shit about Baba Yaga that I really want to read more on before I share with the world. But I'm just saying, am I the best person to gauge if Krampus is bad or not? Because I go, he's been portrayed as evil by the Christian church.
So I think it depends.
But is he bad? If he's a psychopomp, is Sharon bad?
I think it depends on just you. And,
right, and I think the people summoning Krampus think he's this chaotic demon being, in which case you should not be fucking with him,
there's
like Maddie said.
There's something that, I struggle with myself, and I think many people do, and I know this has to do with Krampus, and it has to do also with Christian indoctrination in our children. So for my entire childhood, for your entire childhood, assuming you grew up in a Christian household, you see these pictures that look like Krampus. that look like Baphomet, and you're told this is evil, this
like
is
my
evil.
god Pan.
This is Pan even. This is evil, this is evil, this is evil, this is evil, they'll hurt you, blah, blah, blah. So when you see pictures of that, you get automatically that vibe. I fully think that's probably what's going on with Krampus. I don't know what to label that as other than indoctrination, and it's something you have to eventually work past. I mean, even just getting into witchcraft after, being raised Christian had that same thing, and it is something you have to work past. I'm just, Krampus does freak me out, and I like to think a lot of it is because I'm afraid of Muppets, and he kind of looks like a Muppet.
No, and I totally get that, and I totally get being freaked out by Krampus. Like, this is, like, I was today years old when I was reflecting on, like, all these deities that other people are like, oh, bad, evil. I'm all like, misunderstood.
How do you feel about Lilith? Would you compare Krampus with Lilith in the sense that they were both kind of, like, demonized within Christianity?
Lilith is right there with Marsana, in my opinion. Got a bad rap, like Kronos. I mean,
damn it, Kronos.
I don't know if it's a me thing though. Like,
maybe we're too empathic. We're even empathic to the gods.
Like, I don't know, but like,
no, you leave
also,
this
is it my connection with death? I don't fucking know.
No,
All I know is that, like, look, Marsana. Yeah, anyway, this isn't the Marsana episode. That comes later. But my point is, am I the best judge of who you should fuck with and not? Probably not. But also, it's your mentality.
Yeah, I'm
so
not
if you're trying to fuck with some demonic, chaotic, crazy ass shit, like Maddie said, don't invite it into your life. Don't just fucking, like, don't open Pandora's box.
Which is kind of what happened in the Krampus movie.
Yeah, like, it was. This little boy did this thing out of anger, and he opened Pandora's box, and he invited that Krampus energy into his house inadvertently, but he still invited Krampus in, and you know what? Kind of sucked for everybody, but those gingerbread men are my favorite part of the movie.
I literally saw a spell on Facebook that this was a different one.
Oh, a different one.
That somebody shared, and it was talking about, like, calling Krampus in to protect you against shitty family members. That sounds like a bad idea. That sounds like asking Krampus
That's like not quite murder.
Right? That's why I'm like, wait, guys, you know not what you do. What
right, yeah, no, from? And I agree. The Bible.
Oh,
that was Jesus.
Like, shit, who said that?
You know not what you do. That was Jesus to the guys that were killing him. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, damn.
Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
I was going to say Shakespeare. That would have been so embarrassing.
Jesus, written by Shakespeare. It's a play, I'm sure.
That would have been humiliating.
But because, like, again, I brought up the American Dad Krampus episodes, and American Dad does my favorite Christmas holiday episodes, I swear, outside of South Park. Yeah, I'm that bitch. I don't care. I like all sorts of holly jolly, even if it's fucked up holly jolly. And American Dad knows how to do some fucked up holly jolly, and they have an episode where it's, I almost said a really not good word. It's the Armageddon. And Jesus is in that episode, and so is the Antichrist. And
oh my God, I remember now.
You know what I'm talking about?
I've watched almost every episode of American Dad. Like, it's one of those that I'll put in the background.
Yeah. Well, I put them on every Christmas. I love American Dad Christmas episodes. I've talked about it so much today. That's probably what Corey has to watch tonight.
Oh my God! And fucking Stan is in, like, his suit with, like, no shirt, or, like, with the white shirt.
He's got like the eye.
A motorcycle.
Like, he's got like a scar down his eye, and it's like a dead eye, and he's got like long hair. And Francine's with Jesus.
Yes. Oh my God.
Sucks balls and tried to get raptured instead. Anyway, we're gonna back to Krampus.
It's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. But as American Dad Krampus points out, Krampus punishes the kids. Krampus will show, like, so in some lore, Krampus is Santa Claus's, like, little buddy, and he's like there with Santa Claus. And in some lore, Krampus is all by himself. But in all cases, bad children are punished with birch twigs and maybe get stuck in his sack to go down to the dark place. And as I was saying to Maddie, it makes sense from the folklore. Like, I love to say on this show, like, from the old ways, they told you, like,
this is why you need to behave.
This is why you need to do this. This is like whatever, right? So all year long, you're told to eat your vegetables, you're told to eat your meat, whatever. Because if you're a bad kid and you don't eat properly, come winter, you're going to get sick and you're going to die, and Krampus is going to take you down in his sack. Because you're going to be dead. I'm just saying, I firmly believe that's part of where the Krampus lore comes from. Prove me wrong. You can't.
I'm sure it absolutely does. Plus, parents, like, low-key throughout history have been kind of shitty making shit up to make their kids behave. Like, didn't we do a previous episode where, like, there was, like, a gnome that ate your fucking toes?
Yes!
Like, if you were...
gnomes in our homes.
Yes! Like, dude, like, parents kind of be making stupid shit up, and it just kind of catches on.
Is it parents, or is it really the universe, like, plants that because you need to act right? Act right, people. Act right. Act fucking right. And things will be okay. If you don't act right, well...
Oh, absolutely. And, like, I do believe in it spiritually as well. I don't think it's all just parents making shit up. But at the same time, if you do believe it's parents making shit up, wow, that's really fucked up. Like, you know, like, I mean, God.
Right?
That's like parents nowadays. They're like, no, you can't have this. It's spicy. And it's not even spicy. It's like a piece of chocolate cake. That's fucked
cannot.
Up. That is so fucked up cheesecake. It's spicy.
If I tell my kids it's spicy, they're like, fork it over. Bastards. Plus, like, I can't eat spicy food, and at this point they know that, so if I were to say my food is spicy, they would know I was lying.
I think it's more for, like, little kids like Theodore, but, like...
No, I don't like... Yeah, they've always liked spicy food.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. They are weird. They are weird. Roz and Gia both, I'm pretty sure, used to eat salsa like it was soup. Like,
oh my God.
I used to call it Gia's gazpacho. We've never had gazpacho, but I figure it's like cold tomato soup. It's fine. I wonder why the birch twigs, and all I can think is that birch trees have like the eye looking thing on them.
That's what I can. Well, birch is my my birth tree.
Birch.
I love birch. You're right. To me, they're like a god's wood.
Yes!
They remind me very much of the gods.
They're always watching you.
Yes, they remind me very much.
When I think of the Watcher in the Wood, birch trees.
Absolutely. Like, and I love that they're my tree. But they do remind me of the Game of Thrones tree. The tree in the God's Woods. Yeah, they're like that same color except for the red leaves, and then they have faces and eyes all over them.
Yeah.
They are literally like the evil eye.
Yeah. One day when I actually have time, I want to do an entire series of birch tree paintings. Anyway, love birch trees, but for some reason it's birch twigs. And I wonder if they're like prevalent in the Alpines, or is it because of the season? Like, and
are they tougher? Do they hurt more?
Maybe they stand up to a whipping better. I don't know. If you know, guess what? Yep, let us know in the comments. That's right. But like, the sack for naughty children is kind of sad. And I don't remember, he didn't put anybody in the sack in the movie, did he?
I don't think so. Unless he put the grandma's parents in it, maybe.
Oh, maybe in the little cartoony part, maybe. But like, when they were... they seem to be rounding everybody up for Krampus, but not sticking them in a sack. And I won't lie, I'm going to share a little piece that I shared with Maddie of why I love Krampus so much. Because, like, I grew up an American kid. I didn't know about Krampus. I grew up in the fucking 80s and 90s. There was no, like, Krampus in America at that point yet. Like, it wasn't widespread at all. But my sister couldn't say whatever we called my grandpa. And so she called him Grampus. So I always called my Grampus, and then my kids called my dad Grampus. And when my kids were babies, I learned about Krampus, and I was like, it's fucking awesome. And I told my dad, who loves Christmas, and so like, yeah, it just like, it all, like, it's one letter off. We even spell it like the same way, but with a G. Like, it's so, I don't know. I love Krampus. I do love Krampus lore. I don't like thinking about him beating little children, but that is like his entire thing.
I don't honestly think about Krampus much. For some reason, I've seen him around everywhere this year. I don't know about you.
Is it because we've been talking about it a lot and our phones listen to us?
Well, that could be true because it's been on Facebook.
Yeah.
But that, and also, like, I've almost strictly been on my, social media page for peace, love, and tea leaves lately. So most of the content I see on there is not people I know, which is why I kind of like being on my peace, love, and tea leaves. Do you like it better too? Like, honestly?
Yeah.
Like, it's like the space that I created for myself with the content that I want to see, with the people that I want to hear. I don't like my bullies from school, so I don't want to see about the updates on their life. Like, you deserve coal. Like, you know what I mean?
I am not going to say your name, but I know your updates. But yeah, so it's funny to me that, like, Krampus does not give coal. That's not part of his thing at all.
Oh, no.
He just beats the kids. And I feel like coal from Santa was incorporated to make the Krampus beating kids thing just go away.
I could see that. Oh, I'm sorry to finish my thought because I just went
sorry.
on. No, it's okay. I think that's why I'm seeing them everywhere, because on my Peace, Love, and Tea Leaves Facebook, I follow a lot of spiritual pages, and a lot of people have been posting about him,
Krampus,
which is why I feel like it's becoming like a thing where people think it's really cool to, like,
spiritually turn to him.
Yeah.
But then I go, like, is he another one of the deities that was just demonized by the Christian church, and that's why we think of him in a negative light?
It almost makes me feel like I should have done more research before this episode.
No, there's not a ton to do. Like, I
there's
promise
not.
you. Like, yeah.
Like, so that really sucks then.
I mean, like, you can find
with,
people's
like,
personal opinions and things like that galore. Don't get me wrong.
Like, different European beliefs, like the Catholic Church
wiped
just
out.
wiped it out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's
Scotland,
not
Ireland,
a whole lot
Germany.
written down. Like, with the Slavic stuff and the Norse stuff, Celtic is one of the best preserved because of St. Patrick.
Oh.
But...
Damn him.
The Greeks were around later than all these other pagan groups because, I mean...
Well, in a totally different region.
Fucking
and, like,
Romans. Yeah.
They wrote down their stuff, too, though. Like, right? Didn't they? Did the Greeks not write down their stories?
Well... They did because they were later along than where all this stuff came from. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these things came from when it was still oral traditions. You know what I mean?
Right.
There wasn't a written account until much later, and it was done by, like, Roman historians, Greek historians, who were Christian historians who are now writing these things down. It's so sad to think
about all these things that have been lost, because I don't think, well, there's not much proof. I don't think you're wrong. I think maybe he did come from possibly a whole ass deity. Yeah, and I won't lie, like, that's part of why I so much fall back into my, like, intuitiveness, because, like, dude, our cells have memories. Like, there is no doubt in my mind that it's not a coincidence that I've always loved mushrooms. I've always been drawn to mushrooms. I've always liked the pictures of mushrooms and fairy tales, all that shit. And when you look back into the Slavic world, mushrooms are huge. Mushrooms are hugely important. Mushrooms are all over the place. You can find mushrooms in stuff. Sorry, somebody's printing. I don't know if you guys are going to hear that in the background. But, mushrooms are all over the place. Mushrooms are currently one of the only proteins that I'm able to eat. Mushrooms are an association of Hecate. Hecate is connected to Marsana. I mean, all of the things. You know what I mean? Like, everything's connected. It's like, am I rambling or am I making sense? You're making sense. You're totally making sense.
Yeah, I go... There's a reason that, like, I'm drawn to the things I'm drawn to, and so even though it wasn't written down, I feel like if I go with my gut, I'm going in the right direction. Does that make sense? Because there is so much of the Norse and the Slavic and even the old Celtic that wasn't recorded. And it's sad what we've lost to history.
Oh, it's absolutely... Well, it's not just...
devastating.
It's not just the European thing. Like, I'm pretty sure there was, like... a lot of pagan shit in Saudi Arabia that has just been destroyed.
Oh, absolutely. Like,
you know,
the original, like the Mesopotamians, where we get it all from in the first. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's not. You're right. The Mesopotamians got it from somewhere before that. I know. You can tell me how wrong I am in the comments. Go ahead. It's okay. You'll be interacting.
But there's not really much you can say about Krampus, you know what I mean?
I mean, like there's lore that he starts, that he's the one that leads the wild hunt versus Odin.
I
the
really
biggest
like the
lore
Odin
is
version.
just he comes along on Krampusnacht, which is December 5th into December 6th. It's the night before Saint Nicholas Day.
Tomorrow is Yule.
Tomorrow is Yule.
We're doing hopefully,
if weather permits, we will be doing live tarot readings on Yule. Yeah, I'm
no,
very
I know.
excited.
Bryson actually brought that up to me. My husband brought that up to me. He's like, bro, you're doing
yeah.
live tarot readings on Yule. Or he's like, are you doing anything special? And I was like, I have no idea. I didn't even think about that. And I don't know why it popped into
No, like that's why when Sean asked if we're... Hey, Sean. When Sean asked
that's
if
why
we were
he
doing
asked.
anything for Yule, I was like, yeah, we'll be doing tarot readings.
Okay,
Yeah, but like otherwise it's a little bit of a different year. It's become kind of busy, and there's not been a particular Yule feast. I'm gonna fold my Yule feast into my Christmas, I think, and
I think I'm making finally the chicken soup tomorrow.
Yeah,
I've been saying it for a week. Do you ever do that with recipes?
Oh yeah, absolutely, all the time. Yeah, but I think I'm going to make that Yule rice again tomorrow morning.
Oh, please do. That shit was so good. We made like this Yule recipe. It was like almost like a Yule rice pudding. Now I will say it is definitely something you want to eat fresh, because by the time I brought it back, and like, did you have any leftovers?
We did, yeah.
It
had a bite. It was different.
The texture was different. It didn't have that puddingy texture. It became more like sweet rice, and I preferred the puddingy texture. That's why I liked it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I'm excited. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be like a lower key Yule, but it's fine. We're still celebrating. We made the Yule morning rice on Monday. We're together today recording. Tomorrow we're going to be together doing Yule tarot readings. So like we're still celebrating.
Right, and I'm
just not with the feast like we usually do.
I've got to do a disclaimer, because we did not mention this on our live yesterday when we were making the rice pudding. I was like, oh, this would be a great offering. Put some nuts on that. Do not leave it out as an offering. Birds can't eat rice.
Birds can't eat dried rice.
Oh, so they can eat cooked rice?
Yes, the problem with the dried rice is
it blows
it'll
up.
blow up.
Okay,
right. So if it's cooked rice,
they can, okay.
As far as
Thank God. I was like, I just committed mass genocide of fucking birds.
Worried about like you don't throw like dried rice because of the birds.
Right, I was like, I just caused a fucking...
No, it's cooked rice, it's all good.
I didn't really. Like,
right,
so
yeah.
for
Plus, if you think squirrels are going to let the birds get to that sweet rice, you are fucking wrong.
They're all gonna
Squirrels have
it.
a sweet tooth like nobody's business.
Oh, I believe it. And then they get even more crackhead than they already are.
Yeah, but I'm firmly convinced that like all mammals just have a fucking sweet tooth. Which means Krampus probably has a sweet tooth. And I have a sweet tooth for American Dad Krampus, because he's a good Krampus. Because he's like, Krampus is good. He wants the children to behave. Santa doesn't give a fuck about kids. He just gives everybody toys and says, fuck you.
I don't think that Krampus would want cookies. I think he's more of a peppermint type guy.
I agree. I think Krampus would want a nice scotch set out for him. And I think he would be actually like a red hot cinnamon kind of guy.
Yeah, peppermint, red hot cinnamon.
Yeah, the
like
stuff that has a bite.
Yes,
just like my Krampus oil.
What's it called?
Guys.
Fireball or fire?
Yes.
Is it Fireball?
The alcohol?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't drink it, but I'm pretty sure it's called Fireball.
Yes, I think.
Fuck some spicy shit. It does not sound good to me.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, so what do you guys think about Krampus? Do you think that Krampus is a misunderstood creature? Do you think that it's just the church that has really turned him into kind of a bad guy? Or do you think that he's not necessarily like a super bad guy, but also he does kind of like whip children? Like, I don't know.
What do you think about the movie? Do you think Krampus has evil elves working for him?
Oh my God.
Do you think that the toys come to life in evil ways when Krampus is around? But most importantly, what do you think the fucking globes at the end mean? The fucking snow globes at the end. What do you think they mean? And I don't want to ruin it for anybody because it's kind of a newer movie. It's less than 10 years old, I think.
Yeah.
Is it less than 10
I
years
would
old?
say it's a newer movie, for sure.
So that's why we didn't like go into detail on the movie. But I'm curious what you guys think about the things from the Krampus movie with Adam Scott and Colchata Farrell and all that. Like, what do you think about the toys that come to life? What do you think about the movie if you've seen it? Because I'm curious, because I really love that movie. It's one of my Christmas staples. And if it's one of yours, I want to know in the comments. And if it's one of yours, you should like and subscribe, because obviously I'm going to talk about more movies you like. Anything else? Like,
no,
I already shout out Melissa?
Hey, Melissa.
Hey,
no,
Melissa.
we did not. Hey, Melissa, how are you? If you're watching us on YouTube, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you can. We are also on all the socials at Classiest Witches on Twitter, assuming you still have a Twitter. Instagram, we are Witches Talking Tarot, and Facebook, we are Witches Talking Tarot. We're really trying to grow our Facebook, so definitely help us out. Give us a follow. Give us a like.
Thanks for sitting with us a spell. Merry Christmas, Happy Yule, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, however you may celebrate.